Well, well, well. Today I have nothing to complain about. Instead, it looks like it's going to be a glorious year for Xbox fans. Let the festivities begin.
Let's suppose that you were able every night to dream any dream you wanted to dream, and that you could have the power within one night to dream 75 years of time. And you would naturally, as you began on this adventure of dreams, fulfill all your wishes.
By now, you have heard the wonderful news about the next Xbox. And if you haven't, what's wrong with you? Everybody and their mother has made a video on the topic. There's no excuse. And you call yourself a fan. But don't worry, lucky for you, I'm the #1 fan, and I can tell you everything you need to know. But most importantly, stuff nobody needs to know. Like the voice in the commercial. That's American philosopher Alan Watts. The bridge between ancient and modern, East and West. He frequently experimented with hallucinogenic drugs like marijuana and LSD, and has had multiple children from different women across generations. So why use Alan Watts to review your console? Because just like Alan Watts and you and me, the Xbox is a bit of a bad boy. So let's start with the name Series X, because the name is everything. If you had a son and you bestowed him the name Magnus, Destroyer of Worlds Johnson, you would expect your son to achieve high accomplishments in life, or at the very least have kids with multiple women across generations without a care in the world. And the Xbox Series X has managed to achieve both. We have so-called gamers complaining that they like the name Scarlet over Series X. It reminds me of this book I read in high school, and the women's struggles had to endure blah blah blah. Nobody cares about that. Scarlet is a girl's name, and we know girls aren't real gamers. The Xbox name is iconic, so it makes perfect sense to keep it. Just like Alan Watts, the Xbox brand has many children from multiple women. In this case, games and consoles. And even though Xbox has been so good to us with backward compatibility, the Xbox Series will be able to play all your Xbox games. That means all my children under one roof. The Series X is like taking the best parts from each of your baby's mamas and combining them into one fine-ass ruca that loves all your children unconditionally. Even little Pedro with his 2 lazy eyes. Look at me when I talk to you, Pedro. So go ahead and carefully unplug your old model Xboxes and place them in your safe next to the rest of your prized possessions. The Series X has all your Xbox games covered. Can you play all your Nintendo games on your Nintendo Switch? No. Can the PlayStation 5 play all your PlayStation games? No. Can Stadia play all the Google library of... Oh, Stadia. So when it comes to playing your games, especially Xbox games, the Xbox Series X wins. Fact. But it doesn't stop with the games, because Xbox loves you. All of your accessories will work with the Series X. Yes. Think of the possibilities. I can finally pull out my Rock Band guitar and drum set from the basement and put it back in its rightful place. The middle of the living room. We're finally getting the band back together. And we can plug in our Kinect and finally start playing games like we're in the future, with our bodies jumping around half naked in the living room while Bill Gates is tickling his pickle on the other side of the webcam. Oh, and I can finally plug in my HDVD drive and play the next generation of high-definition movies on Earth. Can't you see? This is love. This is Xbox giving us a big hug, showing us that they haven't forgotten their most loyal fans, both you and me. Now, some haters are gonna hate. They think they're comedians all of a sudden. It's making fun of the Series X shape, comparing it to a PC tower. At least it wasn't a grill or a scale. No, Gina, it's not water weight. You're just fat. Gina was my first baby mama. unlike Gina, the games on the Xbox Series X will be beautiful. The Series X will have 4 times more power than the Xbox One X. But that's not all. The Series X will have ray tracing. What is ray tracing? Who knows, but I want it. And it has a solid state drive, which will make loading times non-existent, like your sex life. Definitely not mine. No, definitely not my sex life. But games will play at 4K, 60 frames per second, capable of 8K. See? What the simple minds of the haters cannot comprehend is the industrial art behind the design of the Series X, and how it was perfectly designed and built to take advantage of all its power, while at the same time keeping the Xbox Series X quiet as a mouse. A PC tower should feel lucky to even have a slight resemblance to the Series X. It just gave PC nerds some street cred with the cool kids. You're welcome. And finally, the new Xbox Series X controller has been refined, redesigned with a brand new share button. Xbox brand just continues to innovate and lead the industry. I bet Sony copies them. I just bet they do. We'll be famous on YouTube for all eternity. Famous like Alan Watts. Some may call him a deadbeat dad. Maybe even a womanizer. But I disagree. Alan Watts lived the life all men wish they had the courage to live. He was a rebel, a free thinker, an American hero, just like the Xbox. The Xbox Series X has lived up to the name Magnus, Destroyer of Worlds Johnson. The only difference, the Series X will be there for all its Xbox games, but most importantly, me and you. Not like Nintendo, not like PlayStation, and not like Stadia. I wonder how the Xbox Series launch will compare with Stadia. Spoiler, they're gonna lose, losers. Or maybe not. You can see why Google Stadia had the best launch ever by clicking here. But I doubt it. They're gonna lose. Because this is Xbox we're talking about. And the Xbox Series X is the best console ever. Fact. No, Gina. You're not supposed to eat a big box of waffles in one sitting. The family pack, too.